Hi, somebody asked recently if we knew what this font was that's in Scan and Cut Canvas in the logos section. And normally, if you choose a font, I'll just go back to the text. If you choose a font and then go to the properties box, it tells you here what the text is called. But because this is a pre-made welded word, when you click on the properties box, it doesn't tell you. So there's no way of knowing what that font is. The only way you would be able to find it really would be to go to somewhere like a font recognizer site. There are sites on the internet where you can go and search for a font. You tend to have to answer lots of questions. It'll ask you if the font's got serifs or no serifs. It may ask you if it's a chunky type font or a handwritten type font. And you can put in all the characteristics of your font. And then at the end of it, some of them will give you some font choices that you can look at, some you have to pay for. The other way to do it would be to go to somewhere like dafont.com, which is here, or here you can see it, www.dafont.com, Dafont. And the majority of the fonts that are on this website are free. I tend to only use this website, I must admit, if I'm looking for a font, because I have in the past had trouble with other websites when I've been looking for fonts. So if I want a font and it's not on here, I tend not to bother. So I thought today, just have a quick look at Dafont. I think I have shown you this before when we were using the dingbats, but I thought we'd have a quick look today at how you can search for a font. So the first thing's quite easy. You come to Dafont, you normally come to this home page, and you may have a few fonts here showing which are like recently added. And then you can search by theme or by author. So if you're looking for a particular type of font, say for instance a font that's made up of logs, you could look in here. If you know a font author and you want to look for their font, then you could try using this search. If you know the name of the font, you can type your name in here. So for instance, I know there's a nice font called Scriptina. There we go. And it's brought the two things up that it's recognised by that name. So Scriptina and Scriptina Pro. So you can click on it and it will show you what it looks like, and then it will show you the characteristics of the font. So if it's got uppercase, lowercase, if it's got numbers and punctuation, that kind of thing. And if you want to double check if a word will look right in the font that you've chosen, you can type something in here. So let's type Merry Christmas, and we'll change it to large to make it easier to see, and we'll submit, and it shows you there what it will look like in this font. Now if you wanted to go ahead and download it, you click on download. I'm on a Mac, it just drops straight into my downloads folder. If you're on a Windows based computer, it will probably again drop into your downloads folder. And if you don't know where that is, somewhere on your computer you'll have a search box, and if you type in Scriptina or whatever the font is that you've downloaded, it should lead you to where it's taken that font to. So I'm just going to go back to the themes for now, and then I'm going to type in, in fact no I'm not, I'm going to choose a theme first of all. So I'm going to go for curly, and I'm going to type in Merry Christmas, which is already there because I think I've just used it. So we'll stick with that. Then along here you've got other options. You can choose to have 10, 20, 50 or 100 to a page. I'm going to go with 50. I'm going to leave the size on large because that's what I just set it on a minute ago. And then you can sort by name or popularity or newest first. I'll leave it on popularity for now. And then you click submit, and it will bring up all the fonts that fall within your chosen search here under the section that you've chosen, which is fancy and then curly. And it will show you what they look like. Because you've typed a word in here, it will show you what they look like. So for instance, if we go back to Scan and Cut Canvas and we look at this Merry Christmas, it's quite chunky and it's quite curly. Now if I was looking for something like this, I would probably focus in on the M, because the M's quite distinctive if you look at it. If I fill it with colour, just might be able to see better. It's quite curly, isn't it? And it's also quite chunky. So I would probably home in on that M. So if I go back to Dafont and have typed Merry Christmas in there, as I scroll down this page now, I would literally just look at all the M's very quickly and see if there's anything in here that resembles that M on the word I'm looking for. And it really, I mean, you know, apart from using one of the search sites, as I say, this is probably about the only other way to do it. And you can see there are at least 7 pages here. So if I click on the arrow, it will load up more. If I start looking through and I think maybe this isn't the right category, or I've looked through the whole of the 7 pages, I would just go and look in another category. So maybe look in decorative and see what you find in there. Again, I'm just looking at the M very quickly to see if there's anything that I think, you know, may look similar to the word that I'm looking for, or that I'm looking, in this case, I'm looking at in Scan and Cut Canvas. So that's how I would do it. You know, there's all sorts of categories here. Under fancy, you've got cartoon, comic, groovy, you've got old style. You know, there's all sorts of things. There's all kinds of different ways of looking for, you know, a font really. But you can kind of narrow it down by typing in a word here, especially if you're looking for something in particular like this one in Scan and Cut Canvas. You know, put more on a page so you're not forever constantly page turning. Go for a larger view sometimes helps. As I say, you know, you can type a name in of a font in here if you know a font that you're looking for. If you want something that you've seen maybe in a TV movie, or from a film or a movie, you know, like some of the Disney type things, again, you can, you know, shorten down your search by using things in here. Logos are another one, you know, if you like the Facebook or YouTube type fonts, the Bluetooth font, Coca-Cola font, you know, you can narrow your search down by, you know, going through the various categories. And as I say, basically all as you do then is once you've found your font, you click download. They tend to be zipped. So I'm on a Mac, as I say, so basically once I click download, they drop into my downloads folder. I'll just try and pull up the Scriptina one. Here's the Scriptina one. If we can get this out of the way. Bring this onto the desktop. This one isn't zipped by the look of it, but basically you double click and you either extract it if you're on Windows, or double click on a Mac and it will automatically extract it for you. And there may be other things within the folder, and it's the bit that ends TTF, true type font, that you want. If there are other things with other extensions, don't touch those. Just go for the true type font. And then again on a Mac, I double click this and it would show it me, and then I would click install. Now I've already got it installed, so there's no point in me doing that, but that's, you know, as simple as it is on a Mac. There'll be YouTube videos, I'm sure, showing you how to download and install fonts if you're on a Windows computer. So I hope you found that helpful. Please like, share and subscribe if you'd like to see any more videos from me, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.